I've been reading a lot of Romantasy lately, and here are my favorites of 2024. I'll tell you my absolute favorite at the very end. He's a fallen god, and to get his godlike powers back, he has to find the nine-tailed fox. She's tricky and figures out that he is hunting her, so she becomes his apprentice. The Scattered Bones, an Orpheus and Eurydice retelling, with the roles reversed. It's a standalone. Incredible. Servant of Earth. After a series of incredibly unfortunate events, she winds up in the Fae Kingdom as a servant of the Earth House and has to help the really not very intelligent, bright, or courageous Princess of Earth make her way through this series of trials. Viciously yours. This is insane, okay? Less fantasy, more romance, okay? They're fated mates. He's aware of this. He starts sending her letters at the age of 12, but he can't leave his kingdom until he's 25. So she gets letters every year on their shared birthday. I've read this twice. Dawn of the Cursed Queen. This is the third book in a series. In this one, it's just Diana being very angry still, and Sammy kind of helping her figure out what to do with that anger. I love this series. Please read it. Quicksilver. I love this unapologetically, okay? She touches a sword and winds up in the Fae Kingdom or whatever. She has to do something with alchemy. I'm gonna be real. I was just there for her and Kingfisher. I didn't see the ending coming, I'll say that. That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, the series by Kimberly Lemming. The title is the synopsis. If you want to laugh out loud, these are hilarious. In That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human, which was originally titled That Time I Got Drunk and Drugged a Dragon, which I think is a much more appropriate title, to be honest, she accidentally drugs a dragon. It's hilarious. But my favorite romantasy of this year is Reign and Ruin by J.D. Evans. This whole series, for me, is one of my favorite series now of all time. Political intrigue. You're in this world that is Arab-inspired and magic. There are 6 houses: wind, earth, fire, water, creation, and death. Or destruction. Name is the Sultan's daughter, and as the Sultan is currently, he's very sick and he's dying, she is going through these political machinations to become the Sultana, and there are many people that do not want a woman in that seat of power, and she is determined to stay there. And then she meets Makram. He becomes so enamored with her that he wants to use every power, every privilege he can to help her secure that position. I'm obsessed with this series. I'm obsessed with this book. One of my favorite series of all time. Cannot recommend it more. Here are my favorite fantasies, not romantasies, just fantasies of 2024. An Academy for Liars is more of a psychological thriller, but it's also urban fantasy at the same time. But more magical realism, actually. I almost don't want to tell you anything about it. She discovers her boyfriend is cheating on her, but she low-key doesn't care. And she gets a call from an academy that she can go there, and she does. And she discovers that she does have a sort of magic. I literally want to tell you, I'm telling you nothing else. This was so good. Long Live Evil was just hilarious. It does have a strong romantic subplot that I believe will strengthen in the coming books. She's essentially a cancer patient in the real world and gets a deal that if she goes into the book that she's been reading with her sister and makes it out alive on the other end, she will be cured of her ailments in the real world. She was not paying attention to the book. Yeah, it's hilarious. House at Watch Hill by Karen Marie Moning. Our heroine, her mother passes away, and she goes to New Orleans to find out more about her family history and also claim her inheritance. This is a very paranormal urban fantasy, what Karen Marie Moning does best. These were the 2 books that I started the year off with, and can I tell you, We Hunt the Flame and We Free the Stars are immaculate. YA fantasies with a romantic subplot. I still think about these, and they were the first books I read in 2024. He is a famed hunter that everyone believes is a man. He's the prince and also an assassin, and he needs her help to find a book. He doesn't know she's a woman. He is absolutely enamored. Absolutely incredible. This duology, amazing. Here are my favorite contemporary romances of 2024. Only and Forever by Chloe Lise. This completes the Bergman Brothers series, and it follows Vigo. He's such a romantic, and he's been waiting for his story for so long. And when he sees a girl that he was absolutely enamored with in college, they just have so many times where they met and nothing happened, and then they finally meet again, and it's like the perfect moment for them. The X-Files, second chance romance. They were together for a super long time, childhood friends to lovers. They moved to New York. He was super busy in his job. They broke up. They're back in California together though, in a forced proximity situation because they need to help their friends get married and the wedding is not going according to plan. The way this man is so down bad for her. Ready or Not, consequently also my favorite audiobook of the year. She gets accidentally impregnated by a one-night stand and finds that her childhood friend Shep is really there for her and really helping her through this pregnancy. And he's also super fine and just continues to get more and more attractive. Weird. How to End a Love Story had me sobbing. Our heroine is having her book made and adapted into a TV show, and one of the writers is someone that she hates him, but he refuses to quit. So I love Sierra Simone. I loved Honeycut. This is MMF. I would classify it more as erotica than I would maybe a standard contemporary romance. This is a Tristan and Isolde retelling. I will tell you nothing about the second book. You have to start with Salt Kiss. Anyway, so Hard Time by Kara McKenna. This is also more erotica. She's a librarian who gets a job helping inmates kind of learn grammar, spelling, reading, writing skills that they're gonna need when they eventually leave the penitentiary. Or the prison, I should say, and she falls for one of the inmates. I will tell you nothing else except this does come across as very, very realistic. In that it's not an overly romanticized iteration of a prison romance, but it's so good. The writing's gorgeous.